So we did Apache, we did Nginx, we did Nginx as a load balancer, we did Nginx as a reverse proxy. Now let's say we have website developed in Java. So natively, Apache do not support Java. So what we will do is we will install Tomcat. It is a package developed by Apache. So it's called Apache-Tomcat. What we will do is we will do just yum install Tomcat. We are going with the default installation, and you can go with the custom installation if you need, but the default is fine for us now. So these are the few commands, and then I can open tomcat users.xml. It is the file created after we have installed Apache Tomcat. So I will open this file, and I will search for Tomcat dash users. So everything written here, it is commented out. Like starting from this till this, it's commented out. This is how comments are used in XML. And there is this field Tomcat users. It starts from here and it closes here. So I am defining the username admin, password is password, and I am defining few roles that manager GUI, admin GUI. So if I log in with this user admin, I have the access to the graphical user interface to manage my server. And that's it for now. I have not done anything else. And let's say, just save this file. And what we will do is service Tomcat restart. Okay.
So did you make those changes in the file, or they were pre-made?
No, I made these changes. Just these changes. There were comments inside it, so I removed all those comments and just added this line username.
Okay.
Systemctl start Tomcat. Okay, so our Tomcat is there, and let's go to our browser and go to 192.168.16.139:8080. So our Apache Tomcat page is displayed. We can go in server status, we can go to manage our app, and this is the password I provided, admin, and the password is password. So I can log into my Apache Tomcat server. And let's say I want to deploy our website here. So it is pretty simple. You have a application. The developer provided you an application, and it is placed somewhere. Sample.var. The extension is var. So the sample.var, I have downloaded this sample application from internet, and I will just do deploy. And it is deployed. You don't need to do anything. This is your application sample. And the application is, it's hello world is written inside it. So if I browse sample, now the website says sample hello world application. This is homepage for sample application use, blah, 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 blah. And if I go to the server again, so user share Tomcat web apps. So I have uploaded sample.var, and it has extracted it and created a folder sample. If I go inside it, so we have an index.html page, we have a JSP page, and we have images folder available. And this is tomcat.gif, which was displayed on the website. But the problem is that Tomcat natively listens on port 8080, and we do not serve, we do not expose this server directly to the internet, and we should have a front-end server which redirects the request to a Tomcat server. Are you getting it? So what we can have is, we can have an Apache server which listens on port 80, and then it redirects or proxies the request to Apache Tomcat on port 8080, just like we were discussing in Nginx, that Nginx is running on port 8080, and your Nginx as a reverse proxy on another machine is running on port 80. So you can redirect port 80 if someone is hitting on port 80 on this website. So it will redirect to another server on port 8080. I will do it and then I can explain it. I think I'm confusing you. So let's say if I have Apache server, which is installed at cd etc httpd conf.d, and I have created a configuration sample.conf. So Tomcat, let's assume Tomcat is done. Our website, Hello World, is running on port 8080. So what I want to do is I went into Apache configuration and created a file sample.conf. So now what I am doing is I am not defining any document root. I am not defining anything. I am just saying proxy preserve host on and proxy pass sample. Whenever someone is coming on this server, let's say my website /sample. So I will redirect it to localhost 8080 sample. Now why I'm doing it, because if I am browsing from the same server, either I can write the IP address or localhost. Port is 8080 and the website URL is sample. So I will do, if someone is accessing this website or coming on a URL sample, so IP address sample, so I will redirect it to port 8080 sample, and this is proxy pass reverse. This is the reverse path. So no document root defined, but we are using Apache as a reverse proxy to proxy the request which is coming on port 80 and redirect it to 8080, and then we can apply any setting to Apache, because Apache has so many configurations. Apache natively is built to serve the internet, and that's it. So now if I go with, okay, let's say our sample.conf is here, and if I go to the browser again, so Apache-Tomcat is running on port 80, and Apache is running on port 80. So if I am going on Apache server 192.168.16.13/sample, it should open the website. Okay, it's not opening it. Okay, so why it's going to HTTPS? Let me change the browser. Let's go to Chrome. Yep. And let's say I'm gonna stop Apache server. Service HTTPD stop. So now our Apache is gone. If I hit sample.com, now it's not opening because Apache is not there. But if I do port 8080/sample, so it's coming up. So what Apache is doing, we can hit anything on apache.com on any website, because there is very limited configuration in Apache-Tomcat. So we use a front-end server that can be Apache, that can be Nginx, and then we can have a back-end server which is called Apache-Tomcat. So that's how we can, this is one of the way you can process your Java-based websites or application and expose it to the internet. Any confusion in this? So Karan?
Yeah, I'm still kind of confused. Like, what was the purpose of, like, what do we exactly do here? Was it for backup?
No, the Tomcat is running on port 8080. Got it?
Yes.
And it is serving the JSP pages, the Java pages. But the problem is that we cannot communicate from the outside world on port 8080, and we cannot expose Tomcat because it has so much limitations. It is so much limited. So what we do is we put a front-end server, Apache or Nginx, which listens on port 8080 and redirects your traffic to port 80 on the listens on port 80 and redirects it to Tomcat on port 8080. So we are just doing reverse proxying on Apache server, and Tomcat is hosting the actual content. So what Apache is doing is just taking the request and sending it to the Tomcat, and Tomcat presents it in XML format, the website, and it is relayed to the Apache server. Okay, I can go to the shell again.
So it's reverting it to a different format.
Sorry, come again?
So it's reverting it to a different format, right? From what was that, from Java?
So Java is a completely different application.
So Tomcat Tomcat natively doesn't have support for the Java application, right? That's why you use Apache Tomcat, right?
Apache Tomcat natively supports Java.
And Tomcat, Apache on its own does not support it, right?
No, no.
This is why you need the Tomcat, Apache Tomcat, to do to actually run the application on that server, right?
Yes, correct.
And then Apache can listen to port 80 from the outside world, and Apache Tomcat does not, right? It can only listen from port 80.
Yes.
So now Apache made the Tomcat is because they don't want the outside world to access the application server directly. That's why they have limitations on that Apache Tomcat, and they have Apache in the middle so they can configure all the security.
Yes. Yes, correct. Correct, Gaurav.
Okay. And then instead of Apache, we can use Nginx as a front end as well, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, correct. That's the thing. So that's it. I don't have any Java I was only able to find this sample.var file from the internet. If you have any Java-based website, you can do it just like that. And one more thing. Let's say if I go to HTML. I have created an index.html page. You can see it. What I am doing is, let's say our website name is sample.com. So I am going into my etc host file. And I have some website sample.com. I can say it, I can hit with 139 is the server IP. Control S. And let's say I will go to sample.com. So what I can do is, the default directory is var www.html, right? And there is an index.html page placed in it. So the index.html page is, let's say, just ignore this. Let me in fact delete it. And I am saying hi there. I'm just saving it. So if I go to the browser and search for sample.com. Okay, batch is running or not running? Service httpd start. So if I go to the page sample.com, it says hi there. Do we agree? I am sharing what screen? Let me check again. Yeah, I'm saying hi there. So what I want to do is, I can go to the browser, and what I can say is index.html and delete this, insert the code I have placed before. So it is saying whatever is hitting on this URL, just redirect it to sample.com/sample. Okay, just first do it and then we can discuss it. So I have changed my page. And let's say I can go to the browser now, and if I go to sample.com, it has taken me to my web page. What I did, we will discuss it, but you can see that sample.com is now browsable, and you can go to the links, JSP, hello, blah, blah, blah. We can go to servlet. So this is the application. The application is available on the browser through a URL. Wait a second. If I type just sample.com, it will redirect it to sample.com/sample, right? Because we agree that the path of the web page is /sample. Actually, the name is confusing. So actually, this was the page. I am writing sample.com because I know the IP address is 192.168 and I have mapped it in the backend. So if it is 139:8080/sample, this was the exact website on a Tomcat server. But how do I translate it to the world? I am using Apache to do some configurations. And what I am doing is, first, I have told Apache that if something is coming on you on /sample, redirect it to Tomcat. How I tell my user that you have to type sample word in the website so that the sample.com website, which is running on Apache Tomcat, is displayed. So what I can do is I can create a URL that whatever is hitting on some website, and if the website block is for this sample.com, I mean, I should not use sample.com. I can use any mywebsite.com, but this should be /sample on that IP address. So what this HTML code will do is whenever you will hit this configuration, it will redirect you to the sample.com /sample page. I think I'm still not able to explain it. Let's change the word sample, I guess. Right? Or someone is getting it and better explain it.
I'm kind of getting it, but can we change the word?
Sample, yes.
Just so,
That's a better idea. So let's say I'm going in my notepad and let's change it. That's the better way. Sample.com, we go my website.com. www.mywebsite.com. So website 2, there is no other mywebsite.com, I guess. Okay, it's mywebsite.com. Control S, Control C. So now index.html, and the backend server is cd conf etc http conf.t very simple.conf. So if someone is hitting /sample, take it to 8080 sample, localhost 8080 sample. Okay, fine. And if we have default page, that is index.html, whoever is hitting you, just take it to the my website.com /sample. Take it to my website.com /sample, or yeah, my website.com /sample. And we have etc hosts, my website.com. I told you before, we have hosts file there in Windows in etc c system32 and the path is there. So in Linux we have etc host files. So what I am telling my HTML page, when someone is coming to browse this page, it will take this to URL http mywebsite.com. Okay, now mywebsite.com is not resolvable because there is no internet available. So what I am saying is, as this website is not resolvable, so go into the host file and look for mywebsite.com. So I am saying mywebsite.com is already available on this machine, on this same machine. I can put localhost here, or I can provide the IP address. So when it will search for this website, it will get its own IP address. And on that IP address, it will try search for the folder /sample. What we are saying to Apache in our configuration, etc sample, etc httpd conf.d, and there is a sample.conf available in which we have defined proxy pass /sample. Whenever in website sample /sample folder is called, you take it to your backend port 8080 /sample. Am I able to explain this time, or still there is a confusion? Okay, let's do it in a different way. Move cd www etc http conf.do move simple.com my website.conf. Just give me a minute and I will explain you again. Okay. So you can see my website.com/sample page is there. Now let's start it from the scratch. Okay, I can go on the board. I think it's a better idea that I explain it on a board. So you can ask me anything if you don't get it. So we have Apache-Tomcat running. And how it is serving the page is the local host :8080, the default port, and that SAMPLE. Do we agree till here? Hello? Karan?
Yeah, Jishan.
So we are,
You're good.
Apache-Tomcat is running on port 8080/sample page, right?
Yes.
If we have any other website, we can, let's say, call it, it depends on the name. You can call it my website or anything like that. Now what we want to do is, we want to install Apache. This is simple Apache. This is Apache-Tomcat. The blue is in Apache-Tomcat. And so we will do Apache, and we will tell Apache that if someone is browsing you on localhost /sample, if someone type in the browser localhost /sample or my website.com/sample, I only care about this word sample. If the sample name is coming in your configuration, you will redirect or you will proxy the whole request to this Tomcat server. Right?
Yep.
If something is coming on the localhost /sample, and we know that Apache is natively running on port 80. So if the port is 80 and it is coming on word sample, so it will automatically take you to the localhost port 8080. So now we have proxied the request if something is coming on /sample, but how we can tell our user that you need to browse my website.com/sample, because you do not go to the Google and you do google.com/login to log in your portal. You just type google.com, or if there is an application, login.google.com, but we don't follow the folder, what folder is there to load what page. So for that, I am telling my Apache, if someone is hitting on a website, I have created an index.html page. So what will happen is, when someone is landing on your index.html page, and we have defined that our first page is our index.html page or index.php page. We have defined it in our Apache configuration in our previous classes. So in that case, if I am saying someone is browsing my website.com, it will hit this index.html page. HTML. And in that HTML page, I have defined a code that whenever someone hits this website, just redirect it to my website.com/sample. So this
Now,
index dot
sample could be like in a real life scenario, like could be
sample
like a
can
login
be
page.
it could be a login page, it could be from where your Tomcat website starts.
I see. Okay.
It can be sample, it can be app,
Home
it can
or
be
about
home, it can be
or
about
about
whatever. So if
This is your
from
actual application
this is
file.
this is my actual application which is running through Tomcat.
Okay, all right. So the slash sample is whatever the actual application file is, basically.
Whatever the application name is.
Name is okay.
Yes, the application name is sample. I have a sample application. I cannot change it because it is the default one I found.
So
So
that could
this
be a login slash card slash checkout, whatever.
yes,
Right?
this is the name. You can have further anything that is managed by your Java code.
Okay.
But the point is, first I want to browse this application. How I'm gonna do that? So Tomcat has shown you this, that you have to type this thing to go to your application. But to make it available to the whole world, I have installed Apache. I told Apache in its reverse configuration file that when someone browse /sample, you redirect it to /8080 sample to your Tomcat server. But now this typing my website.com/sample is tedious. I mean, you cannot tell your user that type my website/sample and then you will get the website. If you type only this website.com, you will get nothing. So we cannot do this. So what I am doing is I am defining an index page, because we always know that there is an index page from where the website starts loading. This is the first page, and that page eventually takes you to the other pages and to the whole website. So in that page, I am just defining a code. If someone is hitting this page, in that page, I have called this page my website.sample. And when my website.com/sample is coming to your web server, it is done automatically seamlessly. So I have told here in my configuration, if it is coming to /sample, it will take you to the backend port 8080/sample. So it's kind of too much reference.
So Vishan, there's basically two ways. One is through the conf file and other one is through the index.html.
Now the conf file is there. If you are going through conf file is just telling to proxy /sample to port 8080.
Okay, that's all the conf file does. That's it.
That's all the conf file is doing. Then I have a other file
that gives you the actual website, or where it's
that gives you the actual website where we are redirecting the stuff. There can be other ways.
Okay.
There can be other ways, because we are not
the
running.
reasoning. Sorry,
Yeah.
Vishan, what's the reasoning behind jumping these many hoops to get to a website? Is it because of the security or?
No, we do not expose this Tomcat directly. We cannot do the URL rewriting like that. So whatever we want to do is we will do it through we will manage this through Apache. This Tomcat will just display the website. It has no, it don't have so many options available.
Okay, got it.
And let me be very frank, we are not running Java applications. So there can be other ways, but this is the one of the ways you can do it.
Okay.
So that's it for the Java application. If you're running at least Java, you should know a way that it can be run through Tomcat, or there is I think Oracle WebLogic which can do it. I was thinking to tell you a few more things, but if I can do it very shortly. So there is a package called ProFTP. Or should I jump to rsync first? I should do yum install -y rsync. Okay, let me switch machines. I have made a lab, and I have.
So Zishan, what is this rsync?
Yeah, I was about to tell you. Let me do something.
Okay, good.
Let me power on my machines. We were discussing. We have a website which is running on /var www and then abc.com. This is my website. Okay, this is running under some server. We have another server. We have another server. and this everything is behind a load balancer. We discussed this yesterday. So the problem is, let's say I can say this is my master server, and these are all the slaves. And we are not discussing here that if they have the different content, if we have NFS available. I am taking a very simple scenario that this is abc.com, and we have our index page or images or anything is available on this server. So what I do is, if I change something on my master server, let's say I have changed the index page, or I have uploaded any image, or if I have done anything, so the content of the master is changed, and this should have the same code. So what we can do is we can use rsync, and what rsync do is it will check whatever is changed, it will only replicate the change to your slave servers. Whatever is there, rsync will maintain the state of all the servers which are there, which are configured with rsync. So you get the same user experience if you are hitting the master server or the slave servers, right? Because we need to find a way. We all know that if there are images uploading on this server, we will have a shared drive or a shared folder, which is available to everyone, which will be mapped. So we are discussing that we only are interested to replicate the code. If the code is changed, replicate across all the nodes. Otherwise, we will not touch this shared folder. If the database configuration is changed, maybe we need to replicate that database configuration. Maybe we do not want to replicate these conditions. So we can ignore the files which we want to copy. We can ignore the directories, and we have the control. So you know why we are using rsync now? Remote sync, or still there is any confusion? So what we will have is, we will have on this server var www abc.com folder. The same folder will be here var www/abc.com. The same folder will be here var www.abc.com. And the content of all of them will remain same if we are doing it through the rsync.
And will this be at the DB level too, or no?
No. DB, we have discussed. We have master and slave configuration.
Because DB has completely in a different server.
Architecture.
Yeah. Okay, got it.
You cannot replicate the state of a DB, because the DB is there are tables inside the database. So one table is in locking state, the other is in unlocking state. So that's a way too complicated setup to replicate through rsync, because that's not a file, that's a complete database server.
Okay, got it.
So that's how you can replicate it through rsync. Let's assume our rsync is installed on our master server, and I am shutting down 139. Where is 139? ITSS.
You're not sharing the
Yeah.
that screen.
Okay. I was thinking which screen to share. Let's just share this screen. IPAS. And the IP is 140. Okay. Let's go to our etc host file. So I have 3 servers available, which are 192.168.16.132, 133, and 134. I have defined the DNS name as node 1, node 2, node 3. So what I can do is either I ping 132 to check the reachability, or I can do ping node 1. It's the same thing. So it's replying from 132, it's replying from 132 even if I am pinging to the node 1. Of course, it has resolved back into the IP address and started the pinging. So what I can do is I have var www html. Okay, there is no HTML folder, var www abc.com. Let's say I go to SSH node 1. I have gone to the node 1. The name is switched from master to node 1. I can go on var www and let's see what's there. So on master, we have abc.com. Here we have abc.com, chgbin, and HTML. So in HTML, there is some code available. So what I can do is rm-rf HTML. So I have deleted HTML, and I can come back to my master node. So I am on master. I can create a folder mkdir HTML, and I can go to HTML and I can create an index page. index.html, and this is our website. So let's assume our website is in this folder, and let's go on a bigger screen. So this is my command. I can discuss it, but let's say my remote server is node 1. Let's first run this command, and then we can see what happened. We agree that on node 1 we have removed HTML folder. But I have to show you. Okay, let's open another
I think it
terminal.
had the HTML, no?
Yeah, let me go on my node 1. I can show you the node 1. So this is my node 1. We have our www, and there is no HTML folder. Agreed? This is my
Yes.
node 1.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, let's go back to the master server. So if I hit enter, let's see what happens. Something happened. Just don't know what happens. So I go to the node 1, and if I hit ls, you have HTML folder available. If you go to HTML, you have index.html available. If you go to index.html, you have our website available, right? So we agree the magic happened.
Yeah, it did.
Yes.
Okay. So what I am doing here, I can go to, let's say, war or any place. War. Where should I go? Let's say www, and I can say touch my or cron job.sh, whatever you want to say it. We can do is I can insert a script. Oh, come on, I copied node 1. I need to copy this one. So what I am doing is, this is the package rsync. This is a switch -- verbose. It will show you every detail. It will tell you the progress. It will tell you the stats. It will compress the data on the fly. So this RSH switch tells you that I am using SSH on port 22. If you are using a custom port, you can provide the custom port of a remote server where you want to copy the data. Preserve the time, preserve the permission, preserve the ownership, preserve the hyperlinks if there are any. -- recursive means all the directories, subdirectories, folders, -- exclude if there is any backup file, or if there is any extension which we do not want to copy that starts with static and J01. It can start with GZ. I'm not interested to copy the GZ files. I'm not interested to copy connection.conf because there is some configuration I don't want to replicate. So don't replicate connection.conf. -- okay, the screen is finished here. It's the same line. -- delete. So whatever is there on the master node and whatever is extra is there on the remote node, delete it. If there is some extra thing available on the master node and not available on the remote host, just replicate it. So this is my local directory, var www.html. This is my website code available here. And on a node 1, we can provide the IP address, we can provide the DNS resolution name, and we can say on node 1, you have var www.html, just replicate whatever is there. So I have this script available now. I wrote this statement, which I ran before on shell. Like this, I just put it in this cronjob.sh. I will do a chmod +x cronjob.sh. I can do etc cron tab, and I will type static tab static tab static tab static tab static, and the path is var www scripth.sh. I believe it's the no. I guess it was the name. Not the name was cronjob.
I think you did cron job.
Yeah,
Cron.
I forgot. So what I will do is it's actually cron job. So I mean, I have defined it so you can check every minute if the code is changed. but it all depends if the code is too huge and you are not changing it very occasionally. You can hit whenever the code is changed, you can just run this command and it will update the data. Let's say I can create touch under HTML, another file like abc.txt. I can say index.php. So I'm creating some folders for files or inside the, and let's hit cron sh. So it has transferred abc.txt and index.php on the other server. And if I hit it again, if nothing is, let's clear the screen. If nothing is changed, nothing is sent, nothing is deleted. So it's very efficient and you can replicate the data through rsync if you have multiple servers available. But then we will discuss Git, and this can be achieved through Git.
And if you're talking about automating this process, say suppose if multiple people are updating this file, would it be easier to do it through rsync or Git?
Through Git. I mean, doesn't matter. Everybody is updating the code on when there was no Git available. Do you think people were not replicating this stuff? Everybody will be uploading the code to the master. Every minute the the script will run and it will replicate the state. Doesn't matter how many people are uploading, it will replicate. It will replicate after every minute. I mean, you can do every 5 seconds, but that will be too much. If I go, okay, you can say static by 5. You can run every 5 seconds. What's the point? Too much load on your server. So the state can be replicated. And you know, in the older days, there was no the CI/CD cycle was not there. So the whole release, when tested, it comes to the production, and then it was replicated to all the other nodes. So that's how you can sync your. I mean, you can use rsync for backup. You can use rsync for offsite backup. You want to replicate the state maybe once a day to an offsite location. So it is very efficient that it only reflects and it only copies the change. So let's say now rsync is done. Let's discuss some of the Git today, right?
I would suggest no.
No?
Mm.
Okay, no.
Too much information to take in. I would rather start.
Okay, right. Then we will do is yum install pro ftpd. We can do this, right?
We can do another small topic because Git is vast and most likely we are going to use Git. What are the projects that we go? Most likely.
Yes, but we will be just pulling and pushing the code from Git. That's it. We will not use Git to establish any pipelines. We will just push the code to the Git, and we can pull the code from the Git. We can push our container to the Git. We can pull our container from the Git. That's what we will be doing with the Git.
I have few scenarios that I came across that I would like to discuss.
Maybe
use in Git.
Service,
I mean, with the push and pull only.
Okay, pro ftpd start. So our service pro ftpd is there. Just installed it and ran it. Okay, let's say netstat -na pipe more, and we are listening on port 21. Okay, we are listening on port 21. We have user Zishan there, so I can change the password of ZWSHAM to root 123 root 123. Okay. So now FileZilla, if I have it available, yes, I have it available, or I can go with WinSCP. I'm gonna share the screen to FileZilla server. So this is FileZilla, an FTP client. If I go 192.168.16.140, which is my FTP server, the username is ZWSHAN, and the password is root 123. And I can go quick connect. It's not connecting. Let's see, service firewall D status. It's running. Let's stop it. Okay. I am connected to the user Zishan, and it is showing me that I am standing on the root. I am standing at Zishan's root, not the actual root. So what I can do is I can copy some document. Let's say certificate manager log. I can copy it to the server, and it is gone to the server. So let's go back to the server. Where is the master node? Am I working on a master node? No. This is node 1. Just close it. Now share it again. This is the master node. Yes, okay. So if I go to, am I sharing this? Yes. Let's go to home, Zishan. So I have uploaded a certificate manager.log. So it is in my home directory, the Zishan's log, home directory, and the username, the ownership is all Zishan. So by using FileZilla, you can allow your users so that they can upload anything in their home directory, but they cannot go to the root directory. So your FTP server is done like that.
That was easy.
And you can send anything. And the biggest advantage is that if you go to the server, or I think transfer or edit, yeah, edit settings, and you can go to transfers, and you can have maximum transfer. I mean, it will open 10 connections simultaneously. And if you do not provide any limits, so if you have used the download accelerators in the past, so it what it does is it can copy. If I have anything big available, let's say I think my documents. Let's say I want to copy this whole stuff. You see, it's taking multiple sessions and it is copying it. Done. It's so much efficient. I could have done it through. Let's delete it and let's try to do it through another tool. I guess WinSCP can do it. Let's share the WinSCP screen. What I can do is I can switch the protocol to FTP. Can you see the screen? FTP?
Yes.
140. So the username is Zishan, and the password was root123. And let's hit login. So it's the same thing. Certificate is there, but I have deleted the Zoom. So let's go to my documents and now transfer. Try sending the Zoom. You can see it is taking a bit more time because it is making single connection. And then it's there, and I can delete it like that. So you can use WinSCP, you can use FileZilla. So your FTP setup is done. You can create another user. And when you log in with that user, it will automatically take you to the home directory of that user. Nothing more.